So I had a question the other day about power and how does kind of UPC Club develop power or strength and a few different stuff. So just a typical example, this is probably one of the most advanced exercises pretty much for power. So just thinking about that, we're not going to get all clients to do that. But again, depending on the age, depending on the person, depending on the goal, we want to push the boundaries on some exercises, some movements. So for example, the snatch. I'm developing power. As I get older, I'm going to be more fragile, more frail, lose power, lose strength, effectively lose function. So something as simple as this with regards to a movement, a exercise I can train. So again, remember, for our members, 95% of our members can't do that. They're probably 80% not even bothered. So we wouldn't go there. But it's just an example to show you that actually, depending on what you want to train, depends on what goal you want, and therefore this place can help. So power is a really important thing. You want to make sure that you're developing it, or at least maintaining it, or aiming to maintain it as you age. So I'm just doing 20 minutes, 1 minute, or 1 rep on the minute, just at a weight. So my goal now is just kind of to maintain as I get older. I kind of don't want to move down with regards to power, strength, conditioning. So I'm just trying to maintain that as much as I can. So the message is, where are you at? Are you 80, 70, 60, 50? Are you 18 and you've got some 40, 50-year-olds who's fitter than you? It's not a good place to be. So again, we're pushing this message of males, you've got to be stronger, you've got to look after this, but it's the same for females now. So menopause and all these different stuff, actually, there's a massive amount of research now showing how important it is for everybody to strength train. So the question is, why do we not? And often it's simply because these things put people off. So I'm not sharing it to try to say, come in and do this. I'm sharing it to say, I didn't start being able to do this, nor does many people need it. This is my job, this is my life. But there's somebody out there who can probably help you. So you've got to get your bullshit radar on. You've got to look at what people are out there. What are they doing? They're selling fat loss programs, but they're overweight themselves. They're selling strength programs, but they cannot lift themselves. The 20-year-old, they're telling you how to live a life, but they haven't got children. So you've got to be careful, and you've got to make sure that it's suitable to you. So typical power session, that's what we might educate people to do. So that's your snatch variation. I've quickly got time. So again, depending on the person, it'll depend on what we can do and what we can give around power. I can have a med ball, I can develop slams, I can have a weight, I can move it really quick through the concentric phase. Again, you don't need to worry about that. That's for us to worry about because of the knowledge and the skills that we've got. So let's say you can't do that if you've watched us. I've just developed a little bit of power. Something as simple as a goblet squat, control down, drive through, control down, drive through. Depends on the weight, depends how strong somebody is. That might progress to a barbell. So my point is, there's plenty of ways to do something that interests a lot of people. It looks advanced, it looks hard. They've got to maybe work shoulder mobility. They've got to put a bit of time into that. Can you be bothered? You've got a life. You might have a busy job. You might have a job that's generating your wealth, so you don't want to cut back on that to drive your health. You've got to decide where you're at. So it's just a little message. Where are you at now? Are you developing power? Are you developing strength? Are you fit? Can you breathe? Can you run 5K? Can you do something hard once a year? Where are you at? Drop in the DMs if you feel that you want a little bit of support.